Hello. I'm getting ready to go to an Eagles Saints game. It's January 1st, 2023. And I want to talk, and it's interesting. I'm, of course, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the founding of the United States took place, of course. I've been here my entire life. And I remember back in 1976, they had a huge bicentennial celebration. My dad had a boat. He drove it all the way from Maryland, Northeast Maryland to Philadelphia. And I remember my mom took us down to Independence Hall and we saw, uh, you know, all of the history. And, if you go downtown, you can see where Ben Franklin's house was and everything. And it's, you know, in school, you're taught that the United States is the, the result of the Enlightenment, obviously, and that the sort of savage natives just had to be wiped out. And there was always an irony for me that they were talking about freedom, but then slavery persisted uh, until the 1860s, right? So it's kind of like ironic. So it was slavery for a few. Now that's not a controversial statement. That's what actually happened, right? Like there was the founding, and then oh, excuse me, got a lot of bright light. There was the founding, and then but then slavery persisted, and then black people still didn't get civil rights until the 1960s. So why did that happen? So there's new historians. I say new. I mean they're sort of this generation. One is Blumrosen. They're actually a married couple. It's on my title, but I don't have it. Well, let me see. Well, anyway, they argued that like England was shutting slavery down, and the United States, many of the founders were slave owners and also land speculators like George Washington, and they did not want to end slavery. I mean, slavery was a very profitable endeavor, right? Like, and so they wanted to preserve slavery. Now it seems like a really radical thing to say, right? What a horrible thing to say. But guess what? That's what happened, isn't it? I mean, slavery was preserved. And we usually look at the Civil War as the war about slavery, or at least most people. But in fact, it looks like the Revolutionary War was about slavery as well, preserving it. And after all, it did continue for practically another 100 years. And slavery, like Edward Baptiste would argue, actually built the country. So I say all that to say, check it out for yourself. Come to your own conclusions. I actually am just really starting to look into it, but it's a complete diversion from what complete revision of what at least I was taught in school. I mean, it's the exact opposite. That it wasn't about liberty and pursuit of happiness. Because even if you believe that, like pursuit of happiness and liberty for who, right? White males, rich white males. That's not a racist comment. That's just what happened. The founders, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and the rest, they were rich white guys, right? And so that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I would highly recommend the books. The Counter Revolution. That's the one by Gerald Horne. And then there's another book this guy just died. I think he was, like, in his late 50s. He was saying that, uh, a lot of Enlightenment ideas were taken from Native Americans. That's I can't even I'm so sorry because I don't see I have, like, books strewn all over the place around here. I forgot the name of the book, I forgot the name of the author, but it's a great book because he's kind of, like, looking back at the, he's looking back at the Enlightenment and sort of looking at non-Western influences. This is kind of a short video. I'm going to the game. All right. Peace out.